Hello, welcome back to Python, welcome back to Pandas, and yeah, welcome back to this video. Now let's head to another function which is called log. Don't mistake it for the log, which is kind of, some sort of debugging, and don't mistake it for the log, which is some kind of wood, because we are not logging. We don't do anything with wood, but we are looking at a new function. And yeah, in our last videos we did more focus on the columns. In this video we are more focusing on the rows. And with that in mind, let's import pandas as PD like always, and let's create our data frame, which we call dati equals PD point data frame. Now in square brackets we are typing a colon 1, 2, 3, 4 as a list, of course, and yeah, b some other numbers, and of course c with other numbers I randomly put on my keyboard. Let's also use an index. Hell is... oh, I forgot a fourth number here. Hell is coming for you. Sorry, I don't want to creep you out. This was just a sentence I heard in a film I watched. And yeah, now let's print dati. Let's first print the data frame just to show you how it will look without any alteration. And yeah, as you see, we have our columns, we have our rows. And yeah, let's try to use our log function, and the first thing we are gonna do, we want to type in a row, and yeah, we get our row, of course, in a like a Pandas series. So what is if we want to use multiple rows? If this should work, we need a list inside a list, like this one. And if we are using this, we can our data frame is showed like a data frame before, but he's only showing the row which is selected, so we can add, for example, is. He will add another row. We can also repeat our is, so we are kind of copying it. And yeah, we can now type for you. And yeah, for this we are kind of skipping the coming row. Here we go. So with the first kind of list, we are deciding which of the rows we are printing, but now let's decide which columns are included. So let's, for example, type A, and now he's just printing A. Let's type another one, A. And because he's returning a data frame, we are easily even able to add another row with just typing another row. For this we have to just type in dati point log. Let's call it d equals 11, and di, and if we now adding di in our first list like this, he adds the I and adds the fills the row with the number 11. If we are adding more elements or just leaving it out like this, without the comma. But of course with the... Oh, now I messed it up totally. Like this. He added our new row, but with all the columns. And yeah, if we wanna print all the rows, but for specific columns, we type a colon for which represents all of the rows, and then we are typing a list, but this list is for like the second list where we typed our names of the columns. Typing AB, and now he's printing like before every row with the columns A and B. Or if we want A and A, you can print A and A. So what can we do now? We can, show only rows which have a certain condition which has to be fulfilled. So for example, we have numbers and he should, print or give us every row where A is greater than 2. Let's try that. And we are doing that by dati. Now the column is A. And now we are typing our condition is greater than 1. And now he is only typing the rows where A is greater than 1. And if we are kind of using higher values, the rows which are eligible are getting smaller. And yes, we can have other conditions like equals. I guess it's obvious. So I guess I don't have to explain that. What else I can explain is slicing. For example, you have a list like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, and you want to print from the second element which is included to the third element or the fourth element which is not included, so until from the second to the third. And we can do the same with our data frames, with one exception, because let's have a look. If we are having our rows like this, this is possible, hell to coming, but in this case, if I remember correctly, without the double square brackets, So what is kind of, not equal to the list slicing is that the column after the colon, the coming one, is also included, while if you have index 1 to index 3 is not included, but index 1 is included. And we can also, do that for the columns, like column A to column B. This was for the rows. I'm sorry if I named them columns, but now we are getting to the columns. And now he's just using the columns A and B. And what shouldn't work, if I remember him correctly, is using numbers. Because the index is using strings, so we don't have a number index, we have a string index. But it should work if we type data point index 1, I guess, like this. This should be possible, but not if we are using the common sliced method. By the way, which I forget to mention, but I had it on my script paper before, it's not that important, so you can kind of skip that, get to the next topic, skip the video, or not the video, but skip some minutes or seconds. but I said, for example, you can print any row which has elements greater than 1, and you can simply add another condition, and this is kind of interesting. You are not using the AND operator like you use when you have booleans. You can instead use the bitwise AND one. And yes, you have dati b is smaller than 11. And yes, I guess for this one, what I forgot, you need brackets. If this was my mistake, we will see now. Oh, there's one. Let's see. Yeah, now here we go. Okay, a second important thing about multiple conditions is that you need brackets, and you can use a bit operator. So this should give us everything, because now we are using the bitwise OR operator, and one of the condition is always fulfilled, so he is printing just everything of our data frame. But if we are using the AND operator, this has to be fulfilled each row where the column A has a value greater than 1, and each column B where the value is smaller than 11. And here we go. Let's just print dati first, so you can see the difference here. D and hell. In this one, A is 1 and A is 11, so both conditions are either in the first one or in the second one not fulfilled. Okay. So what should we do last before finishing? So the last ones are a little bit more complex. Like, okay, the first one is pretty simple, self-explaining. So first one is pretty simple, but yeah, kind of useful. Like, we can just use log to set a new value. Like this, we set the first value in the first column to 22. First row and first column. And for the second one, let's create a lambda function. If you don't know what lambda functions are, I recommend watching a video about this, or skip this part, because we are using a lambda function. But it's pretty simple. With lambda functions you can kind of create really simple and easy functions. Instead of writing a function with indentation or stuff, we can use just a line of code. And I hit the wrong keyboard. So what is important in this one? X is our data frame. Now we have, and this is kind of not the usual way you should use a data frame. We have to not hell was thinking about another data frame I created, hell. And this has to be a column, not a row. Yes. Now with our new function, okay, we have to make a condition. We can just use dflog fun And yeah, we should print it. Yeah, and now he's using this condition, which in the function, he will use a log function, and yeah, looking at each element in the column A. And yeah, this is probably everything I know about the log function, or everything important I know. I hope you kind of liked the video. Feel free to leave a comment containing any sort of feedback, and yeah, I hope I see you in the next video, and yeah, I wish you a wonderful evening, wonderful nighttime, wonderful dinner time, whatever time it is in your country. Have a great time, see you, and bye bye.